What is up, comic fan? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and today we're going to be looking at next week's new comic book day. You're going to find out what books have made the Legion list, but don't go anywhere because we're also going to talk about how you can win an Ultimate Fallout 4 CGC 9.4 white pages, the first appearance of Miles Morales. But first, check this out. Quick thank you to the channel sponsors. Thank you, Big Time Collectibles, for sponsoring the monthly Legion Loot giveaway for the channel members, as well as Justin Comics over on Instagram. If you need anything cleaned or pressed, hit him up. Use the promo code WeAreLegion and take advantage of the special discounts he's offering with that promo code. All right, so let's get right into it. So this is another moderate week for me, but there are some awesome books dropping. It's like they're packing all my favorite reads on the same week. So let's kick it off with none other than the Dark Knight himself, Batman issue number 124. So this is the first issue after the Shadow War crossover event that Joshua Williams just did between Deathstroke Inc., Robin, and Batman itself. Joshua Williamson is still on this title for just a couple of more issues. At 126, it's switching over to Chip Zdarsky for a long-standing run. I'm really excited for that. Williamson's run has been fun. He's done some cool stuff. Pretty much did an amazing crossover event as a fill-in writer. I'm really impressed with his abilities to do that. His love of these comic books shows through every issue that he drops. But I'm excited for this. It's kind of diving back into the story that we were getting before the crossover. The whole synopsis was talking about Batman has gotten word that something's going down and potentially Abyss is back. So he's going back in to check in on that. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to try to stick Abyss around or if he was just a throwaway villain that they used. Either way, I'm definitely down for the Batman title right now. Post-Tynion run, it's really gone back up in my book. Next up, and I had to pull out my Aquaman shirt for this one, we've got from Rom V himself, a brand new black label, premium format, the prestige size issue of Aquaman Andromeda. So this is really cool. They're playing with a cool concept with this one. The whole premise behind it is that spot in the ocean where all of our NASA programs dump their space shuttles and everything. It's basically a spaceship graveyard. Something's happening there. And the government goes to investigate, and where there's people interested in stuff in the ocean, Black Manta, of course, is interested as well. So he's going to go see what's going on with it. That brings in Arthur Curry. I forgot, Christian Ward is the artist on this, and he's doing like this mesmerizing take on Aquaman. As you can tell from the cover, it looks like even his outfit is like part of the ocean and part of the sea life. So it's just this gorgeous looking stuff. It reminds me heavily of Liam Sharp's artwork, how he kind of plays with stuff like that. But Ron V is absolutely killing it right now in writing comics. He just does some amazing stuff. And with a black label title, it gives you more freedom to kind of write outside of the general box and see what you can really do with a character. And I cannot wait for this one. Heavily looking forward to it. I believe it's only going to be 3 issues. So don't miss out on this. This is going to be a fun one. Guarantee it. Next up, we're going back in time to the Sword and Sorcery Elseworld, where Dark Knights of Steel from Tom Taylor. This has been a blast. This has been wild. Twists around every turn. We have pretty much 3 kingdoms out for blood against each other. We have Batman, Don the Bastard, son of the House of El, and he's off doing his own thing. We have the demon introduced in the previous issue, and it's looking like either there's a shapeshifter, a Martian, or something at play, or these elves are absolute savages. So I'm definitely excited for this. Only a few, we're past the halfway point. It is a 12-issue series. It's kind of long, and I think it could have served better as just hitting it with a 7 like they did with that last Deceased run. That really just works well. That's 7 issues is really good. It's just nonstop and dynamic. But all in all, this still has been a straight up like decent read. I definitely recommend this one as well. Now, here's a big one. So the summer event is kicking off, Dark Crisis number 1. So last week we had the little prelude, the road to Dark Crisis, kind of tying the knot on the death of the Justice League going into this. So we should be hitting the ground running with this, with pretty much Nightwing and Wally West kind of leading the run here. But we have the new generation of heroes. We got Yara Flor, John Kent coming in with their teams and their people and trying to get to the bottom of what happened to the Justice League and what is this dark crisis on the way. We have the Great Darkness as amassed his own army that is responsible for killing the Justice League. They have not made it to Earth or anything, but a lot of the villains on Earth are kind of stepping up in the absence of the Justice League and hitting a crime spree. But it's not the villains you would expect. The villains you would expect are nowhere to be seen or heard from at the moment. Good coffee. And it looks like those villains are kind of putting together and getting together and banding together to do something big. And kind of feels like I've seen that before in a Crisis event. You have the whole Villains United thing back in Infinite Crisis. You have the Year of the Villains thing. So I wonder how they're going to do this one different, or if they're just going to build them up and they're going to end up having to team up with the good guys to face this great darkness. But I'm pumped for this. This is Joshua Williamson, and like I mentioned previously, he knows his DC lore, and he really knows how to play with it and pay proper homage to it. And it's just, I guarantee you this is going to be a blast. But I have a feeling this one might be better, and that's Flashpoint Beyond, issue number 2. This is also billed as the epic DC event for the year. And this is Jeff Johns. So we have like the generation before Williamson coming in and doing an event right when Williamson is, which I think is kind of odd. This one's only a 6-issue event, and we have Thomas Wayne comes back to life in his own universe where he should be dead, with all of his memories of the Flashpoint event, which is billed as a crisis as well, and nobody else is aware of it. There's a clockwork killer on the loose. Somebody's playing with the time frame, and we're even getting a side story with the actual Batman from our Earth dabbling and trying to discover what's going on with Dr. Manhattan. So they're leaning back in to the Doomsday Clock stuff, and we have somebody in Arkham Asylum in this issue calling out that Bruce Wayne should be the only Batman. So Thomas might have somebody else who remembers the events like he does, and he's trying to get to the bottom of it. The last issue, they pretty much tied up any loose ends you might have from the Flashpoint original run by taking out Aquaman and Wonder Woman right off the board. So we're done with that, and we're diving straight into nothing but new territory. Like I mentioned again, with a shorter series, this being only 6, you really just have to hit the ground running. So they tie up all the loose ends and they just take off. So I'm guaranteeing this is going to be amazing right here. And speaking of amazing, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This week, they're just dropping fire after fire after fire, then pouring gas on it. Because we have Batman Killing Time, issue number 4 of 6 from Tom King on this one. This last issue that introduced that bald dude up there named The Help blew my mind. It was one of the single best issues of a comic I've read in a long, long time. Such a cool character. He kind of retconned him into the book as somebody who has this experience with all these great martial artists through the DC eras. It's trained people like Lady Shiva, Ra's al Ghul, had a fist fight with Ted Grant and barely won, but he did pull out the W. This guy's no joke, and he drug Batman. He absolutely drug him. Batman and the Help were both on their own mission trying to get to trying to get to Catwoman and the Riddler to try to recover the stolen merchandise that they pulled the heist on in issue 1. And then stab Penguin in the back. Penguin sent in the Help here. Batman was trying to get to him first, and they intersected, and the Help just drug him. Catwoman and the Riddler were able to get away, but now in this issue, they're actually supposed to be meeting up with their secretive buyer who's trying to get this item off of them. So Batman and the Help actually look like they might be doing a limited team up here, like just getting together long enough to have the same goal in mind here and trying to get to that little end game of getting that merchandise back and Batman getting his criminal. So I'm excited to see what this does. With Tom King, you either enjoy his work or you just absolutely not for you. And if you're one of those people that it's absolutely not for you, still read this series. At the very least, I dare you to read issue 3. It will blow you away. Next up, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 20, legacy number 94. In the top corner of this, you see it says Road to 100. They're about to do a huge release for their legacy issue number 100. That is just the issues from Boom Studios, and that's going to be fun. A lot of cool covers and everything and all that dropping with it. But we do have the Rangers still looking for a new command center off planet to bring back with them, and we have Rocky left behind, just kind of hanging out guarding the fort with the new Green Ranger from Promethea, and they're under attack. And they're still under attack from that last issue. And that's really all there is to this issue. But this title, I know it's not a big synopsis, is really the heart and soul of the Power Ranger stuff right now. We have Rocky's whole family there on scene where they're under attack. We have them completely undergunned. This is not looking good for them. The other Rangers cannot just get right back to them at the moment. And I'm expecting somebody to die. I'm really expecting Grace to die. He was like an original Ranger pre-team that we have now from a first outing that Zordon put together and threw out there untrained and unprepared, and they all died except for Grace. And we've just seen her and Zordon kind of mend the fences between each other and everything. So that's why I think it's going to be Grace. They just kind of wrapped up that stuff from like 40 years ago in their past just well enough to where if we lose her, like, you know, you're not living with all that regret. But we have Rocky and the Green Ranger out on the front line right now, overwhelmed. So I think she's going to have to step up, and she's going to end up taking a loss doing it. But needless to say, this is a fun run of Mighty Morphin. We got the new writer, Matt Groom, on it. We still have Ryan Parrott on the other Power Ranger title, which I'm pretty much just flipping through, not even spending the time to read right now. It's just hot garbage. But next up, we have We Live, issue number 3, where we have the dual stories going on with the Palladians out looking to reconnect the power source that they rock and roll from. It keeps their city safe and their citizens alive, and it's going poorly. And then we have the team that exodus from the city. They just got slaughtered by the storm, still out in the weeds. And that's really all we have from this. We know that Zodiac is getting visions of things being more dire than they had hoped for. And we're kind of just at a hopeless point right now. So this issue is going to have to take a turn and give them a little light at the end of the tunnel, at least a direction to walk toward, and hope that it picks up, because right now this one is not hitting as hard as that first run did. I didn't expect it to. It's still really good. I'm still completely on board, but I'm ready to get some of those dang moments that we got in that first run. By issue 2 in that first run, I was already glued to my chair and my mind was already blown with some of the writing tricks that they were using. But this is the Miranda brothers writing this, and Ava de la Cruz on the colors. It is a great series. Highly recommend as well. And here's one I don't highly recommend that I'm just reading because I'm stuck reading it. Thor 26. It's part 4 of the Banner of War crossover. We just had Hulk shoot eye lasers at everybody. Too much gamma around. Turned Thor into a Hulk. We got Iron Man stuck out in space without an armor. It's a trash run, man. It's a trash run. Next book. The Rocketeer, The Great Race, issue number 3. So this is just classic goodness. We got Cliff in a race with other people. We have espionage going on. We have evil Nazis there trying to just throw the race off, killing people in the race, trying to get to this technology, this next-gen engine that's at play here. And we're going to have to get the Rocketeer to strap up and actually save the day. This race isn't going to be a clean-cut win. And that's just straightforward. Good fun right here. I highly recommend this Rocketeer stuff. There's some amazing covers dropping too. And there's always like a 1 in 10 Virgin variant of the cover A that I've managed to score both of them for 1 and 2. I'm hoping to be able to score for this one as well. So that's all that I have on the Legion list for this week. And like I said at the beginning of the video here, I am giving away an Ultimate Fallout 4 first appearance of Miles Morales in the CGC graded 9.4. And it's myself and DJ Links that have teamed up to be able to pull this off. It's not a cheap endeavor. And it is an epic crossover giveaway for our channel members. So if you look down below next to the subscribe button, there's a little blue button that says join. If you hit that, the details are in there. And how it works is if you're a member of my channel, you get 2 entries into this drawing. If you're a member of DJ Links' channel, you get 2 entries into this drawing. But if you want to really maximize your efforts and also check out another great content creator, join both and get 5 entries and get those bonus entries in for a chance to win this CGC 9.4 of the first appearance of Miles Morales. And we're going to be drawing for it the first week of August. So it is a 2-month-long ordeal here for us to be able to pull this off. You do have to be a member of the channels, or at least one of the channels, for both months. The entries will be closed for this at the end of this month, and we will take attendance to make sure all the people entered remain entered through next month. And then that first week of August, we will be giving it away. So do not miss out on this awesome opportunity. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to hit myself or DJ Links up through Instagram. The link to our Instagrams are in the descriptions to our videos and all that good stuff. And if you want to know what my top pick for this coming week is, be sure to check out the Comic Vets channel. Every Sunday he drops a video where we go through the list and tell you what our top pick is going to be, whether it be for spec, story, or amazing artwork. But needless to say, you don't want to miss out on any of that. And a huge thank you to the Augusta Book Exchange. They are the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pool box. They always make sure everything I'm looking for is safe and secure and always waiting on me every week when I get there. You'll find no better customer service anywhere. If you're ever in the Augusta area, hit them up, tell Paul and Donna we said hello, and let them know that we are Legion. And until next time, guys, I'm Mark, and like I said, we are Legion.